What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. Haven't been on in 2 weeks, but it's good to be back. I was just laughing. I was talking to Aaron earlier, and somebody said on my interview with my buddy Dave, "What's up, Mr. Ozempic?" like I'm on, like I've lost weight or something. I have been on a diet. I've lost 4 pounds, so I'm 4 pounds lighter than I was a year ago. Anyways, I just thought that was pretty funny. All the good stuff that people say. Better than man, Rick, your lighting is really bad. I used to do the live stream. I used to do my whiteboard videos in the other room with the fluorescent lights shining down. Rick, really unflattering. Lay off the cake. I think people used to say things like that. Okay, so before we start, we're going to do a little analysis here of, to me, one of the most interesting Beatles songs. Of course, it's a John Lennon song. I just have to say that. But it's got a really fascinating melody, harmony, a set of chord changes that is unlike anything that I can think of in any song. And it's a great song for teaching about how chords work together. And I mean, really a perfect example of modulation, of using pivot chords, of borrowed chords, all that kind of stuff. I'm going to use my whiteboard thing, which is this, my notepad, because it seems to work better when I use a Sharpie. I'm running my anniversary sale through the end of the month, so for 7 more days. This is the anniversary. This month is the 8th anniversary of my channel, which is really hard to imagine. I have a good friend that just started a YouTube channel, and he hit 20,000 subscribers. And I was like, Pierre, all you got to do is about 1,500 more videos, and you're set. And it's really hard to believe that it's been 8 years. Pretty amazing. I really appreciate all of you sticking with me through all of this. What is in my bundle sale that I'm doing here, my Beato bundle? I tell people each week, this is what I sell to help people improve as musicians. And I hope that, some people will take these things away that we learn in these videos. And if you take any of my courses, that you'll improve as a musician and understand more about what I'm talking about in videos like this. So it's got the Beato Book Interactive, which we're going to be talking about some specific things out of there, specifically about this particular chord progression that I have one little section about this in the book, because when I say book, it's really an interactive video course, my Beato Book Interactive, my Beato Ear Training. So those 2 courses really go together. My Beato Beginner Guitar. So if you've never played before, this is a long video course that is strictly for beginners. How to hold the guitar, hold the pick. And then my Beato Quick Lessons Pro is more of an intermediate course that combines topics from all of these things. All of these things are related. Like my Beato Book Interactive has hundreds of audio examples, has dozens of video lectures, 500-page textbook instruction with exercises and things, but it's a video course. My ear training course has 80 video lessons, but has hundreds of interactive training modules to improve your ear, and a 27-page booklet that goes with it that combines theory. But all these things are related, and I sell them all for $89 in this sale here. This anniversary bundle is it's like $436 off when you put them all together. I just offer them all together because I think it's, if you get through one thing and you want to move on to the next, you just got them all. It's one price for the whole thing, and you got them there forever. Okay. The song I'm going to talk about is from 1965. It's called If I Fell. It's a John Lennon song. If I fell in love with you. I can't play the Beatles, so I have to sing it. And this is a song I used to do a lot of times if I was doing duos, because it's got great examples of harmonies in thirds and sixths. It's got oblique motion. It's got parallel motion. It's a phenomenal teaching song, and it starts off really weirdly. If I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true? Right there, That's very weird. So if I fell in love with you, would you promise to be true and help me understand? Because I've been in love before and I found that love was more than just holding hands. Okay, let's talk about this because this is really unusual to have a modulation right in the beginning. So it starts out in the key of D flat major. The first chord is E flat minor. And then the second chord is D major. And the third chord is D flat major. And the fourth chord is B flat minor. Okay. Now, why is this weird? Okay. So this is a chord progression here. So you'll notice that the E flat minor to D major is a weird thing. That's what we call a tritone substitute. It's just a flat 2 major chord, but it's substituting for the A flat chord, which would be the 5 chord. So I'm going to go a 2, then I'm going to put a flat 2 major to 1, and then to 6. Okay, so this is the Roman numeral analysis of this. This is very sophisticated, especially since the melody is weird, but it follows the changes perfectly. Listen. Right? That's pretty straight, but then it goes weird, right? There's a sharp 4. You just never hear stuff like that. It's just, I can't think of any song that starts out with a 2 minor to flat 2 major to 1, unless it's a jazz tune. And I don't know any jazz tunes that do that. Help me, and then understand. He sings a 9th on that B flat minor, the 6th chord. So we've got all these third to the root on the D flat. Help me understand, 'cause I've been in love before. And I thought that then just holding hands. Okay, so then where are we? So we've modulated here. So we got E flat minor to D major, E minor 7, just holding hands to A7. Okay, so that's where we are there. That's the intro. So we go then 2 minor in E flat, but then this chord here, right here when it goes to D, that is a pivot chord because you are modulating to the key of D there. That is the 1 chord. Okay, so I like to do just like I did. You know, see how I circle the D flat major right here? I also circle the D major here because that's the new key. I do this so that people can see really clearly that we've changed keys here. And then we have 2 minor 7 to 5 7. Okay, so it's 1, and then the 2 minor 7 is the E minor 7, the 1 is the A7. Okay, and then when it goes to the verse, this is really amazing. And then I'm thinking about this. Okay, so this next thing here, this is going to be the verse. If I give my heart to you. What's amazing about this is that passing diminished chord, F diminished going down to E minor, is really unusual. There's very, very few examples. Many times you'll have a 7 diminished chord that will, that's very common to use the diminished chord built on the 7th. So it would be D sharp to E minor 7. That's common, but the flat 2 diminished down. You'll find that in songs like Antonio Carlos Jobim's song Wave. Wave, that was my dad's favorite song. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I can find it in bossa nova tunes, but I don't know. It's very unusually. It's unusual to have it in a pop song, right? And this and that. So we got 1 to 2 minor to 3 minor to a what we would call a flat 3 diminished, 7 to 2 minor 7 to 5/7. And it repeats again. I'm writing it out. That F diminished 7 actually comes in on the last beat. It's a passing chord. So it does this twice. So there you go. That's with the Roman numeral analysis. The line below it is the same thing. So it's like, I give my heart to you. I must be sure from the very start that you would love me more than her. And then it's like on the turnaround, it goes to A7 to the turnaround is D 2 3 4 G minor to A7. Okay, I have a super chat here, but I'm going to do this real fast because this is 4 minor to 5, 1 to 4 minor to 5, and then you're back to the verse. Here, right there. So this G minor is the 4 minor. So you have that's a borrowed chord from the key of D minor. Okay, so Ron Mulcleaver says, Rick, I bought your ear training program in the Beato Book for my retired dad a few months ago. He won't stop raving about it. Bravo. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. There you go. That's a good Father's Day gift or late Father's Day gift or Mother's Day gift or whatever. I appreciate that, Ron. Thank you so much. You can buy these, my bundle as a gift. I believe that's on the website, Aaron. Aaron can tell me if you can do that. I think you can. And just, yes, of course you can buy it for other people. Okay, so this... Okay, so then let's talk about the bridge here. It goes to the B part, the bridge. It's kind of weird because I would say this is the bridge. D9, down, down, do 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 do. Down, da, 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 da. That's G minor, B flat, C, da, D, do, 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 to A7. Okay, so this is the bridge part here. So it goes to D7. This is where the amazing harmonies are. B flat major to C major. This is weird, okay? And the other cool thing about this is that Lennon and McCartney, he goes, love was in vain. And Lennon sings, la, da, bum. He goes, love was in vain. That's called oblique motion, because McCartney going, love was in vain. He kind of, I wish I could play this. His voice cracks the second time through, and they did not punch in and fix it because probably they just did it in one pass. But he's going, love was in vain. Lennon is, love was in vain. So I hope you see that I would love to love you, and that she will cry when she knows we are two. If I fell in love with you. Now, let's talk about this bridge part here, this D9. Okay, this is a 5 of. You could say this is 5 of 4. It's the 5 chord of the 4 chord because G is the 4 chord in the key of D, but this is actually a modulation. This is a modulation to the key of G here. So this is really a 5 to 1. Maybe it's not. No, we're going to say that it's still in D. We'll do 5 of 5 to 4. And this is a minor 4. That's all it is. Minor 4. There's a couple ways you could do this. And this is B flat to C. You're like, okay, why is B flat major and C major in the key of D major? Because it goes. Because those are borrowed from D minor. If you think of D minor. So in the key of D minor, you have D minor is the 1 chord, C major is the flat 7, B flat major is the flat 6, and then A minor would be the minor 5 chord. But typically in D minor, you'd have 1, flat 7, flat 6 to a major 5 chord. But instead, he goes, this chord is in D minor. Okay, so these are borrowed chords. This 4 minor chord is borrowed from the parallel minor key. These are really, really kind of sophisticated concepts. But what I love about this song that is so great is that by the time you get here to this G minor chord and you're like, okay, that's a minor 4, then how do you do B flat to C? Well, I do them. I would still call this a flat 6 major. And I call this a flat 7 major. I know it's kind of small. I'm going to hold it up there so you can see it. Flat 6 and flat 7 major. And then it goes to 1. Love was in vain to 5-7 at the very end there. And then it goes back to the verse part. And then at the end, it goes... he goes, uses that same flat 6 to flat 7 to 1 major at the very end. It's amazing that Lennon knew about this stuff. Now, I'll tell you one cool thing to do for you guitarists or keyboardists or whatever is to practice the arpeggios to go. I like to use this song to do things. Let's say I'm going to do the arpeggios of the chords. Okay, so I went up D major, then up E minor, E minor 7, then come down F sharp minor 7. And then I come down F diminished, then up, then I got E minor 7. So, there's your F sharp minor. If you actually just practice those arpeggios over those chords and you start, let's say you start down here, D major. Okay, so I did D major starting, then E minor. That's E minor. F sharp minor. Then you go F sharp diminished. E minor 7, then I'm just outlining the chords. It's a really great exercise. And when it goes to G minor, when it goes, so I went D major. Oh. Hard to get around on this. I'm a little bit out of practice on the acoustic. But outlining those chords, all of this stuff is in my arpeggio course, in my Beato book, where how to connect all these arpeggios together. And obviously the theory of this, because what this song is doing here, it's a perfect example of using major diatonic harmony with minor, with borrowed chords from the parallel minor. What do I mean by the parallel minor? Well, if I'm in the key of D major, I have 7 chords. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, so let me just talk about this, major and parallel minor. This is where most chord progressions that are really interesting. So if you're in the key of D major, you've got 7 chords. You have D major, E minor, F sharp minor, G major, A major, B minor, C sharp diminished. Okay, and I'm going to put the Roman numerals under them. 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, and 7 diminished. Okay, so these are the chords. Thank you, John. I appreciate that for the super chat. That's awesome. These are the chords in D major. Okay, if I put the chords of D minor right under it, so D minor is the 1 chord. C sharp diminished is the 2 chord. Then F major is the 3 chord. So it's 3 major, and then you've got G minor. Then you have A minor. You have B flat major and C major. Okay, so you got 4 minor, 5 minor, flat, 6 major. Oh, this is really killing my hand. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Okay, this is the parallel minor. Why is it parallel? Because it's you have D major is you've got relative major, relative minor. You also have parallel major and minor. So this is the minor key with the same root. Okay. So these are the chords of D minor. Well, let's talk about some of those. When I say a borrowed chord, well, you see this here? G minor. Well, G minor happens in the song. That chord is borrowed there. So does B flat major and C major. Those are borrowed from D minor. Okay? So right there, if I go back and I look at this thing right here, and I see this G minor here, that's borrowed. That's from the relative. That is from the relative minor. Not the relative. That's from the parallel minor. And this B flat and C are from the parallel minor. So those 3 chords are from the parallel minor. The only chord that's different is this D7 or this D9 chord. I love this because Lennon, it's like. So that D7 chord is the only chord in the whole song other than the diminished 7th chord, the F diminished 7. The D7 is the only other chord that is not from the key. So where's that D7 or that D9 come from? D9 is called a secondary dominant, okay? It's a dominant built on the tonic. It's really 5 of 4, okay? It's the 5 chord of the 4 chord, which is the key, which is the chord G. Okay, so D7 and G are related that way. It's the D7 or D9. D9 is D7. Is the 5 chord of this 4 chord in the key of D. This is called a secondary dominant. And this is right in the beginning of the Beato book. It's in the beginning of my ear training course. All these things that I sell together in the bundle for my anniversary bundle are explained. And Martin says, is it a D7 or D9? D7 and D9 are interchangeable. A D9 chord is a type of D7. It's just a D7 with an extra E on the top of it, but it functions as a D7 chord, okay? So we call it a 5-7. I see that 5-7 of 4, and it goes to the 4 chord, okay? So secondary dominant. Right there, secondary dominant chord. Okay, so if I'm listening to this song and I'm doing a takedown of it, meaning I'm listening to it by ear, I'm saying the tricky part's right in the intro, right? Because you're kind of out, and when you hear the first chord, you're like, okay, this song's an E flat minor. Even if you don't have perfect pitch, if you figure it out, you say, okay, minor chord. As soon as I hear that, I know that's a tritone substitute right there. I know it's a flat 2. It's really a substitute for this. A tritone substitute is a whole nother thing. I have long chapters on tritone substitutions and things like that. Being able to hear these things. And the whole beauty of this is to be able to recognize these things by ear instantly. And then, if you wanted to play in a different key, let's say you start in G minor. It doesn't matter. I can play the song in any key because I understand what the relationships are from chord to chord, okay? So you got a minor 2 chord, to a flat 2 major, right? To 1 to 6. Then you got 2 minor, and we're still in D flat to D major. We don't realize it's a modulation yet. This is why they call it a pivot chord, because I'm pivoting to the key of D minor, D major. I'm sorry. To just holding hands. And then it simply goes 2 minor 7 to 5-7 to 1. Okay, so this pivot chord right in the very beginning of the song here, I'm going to go back to this. I put this D major here. This is right here is a, that chord right there is a pivot chord. If you were to analyze it for your music theory class, you don't need to know that. It's not important. But you should be able to recognize it. And the only other thing is this chord right here, this flat 3 diminished. That's the tricky chord. That's really a voice leading chord. And that chord is only in the vocals because Lennon and McCartney, it's like, give my heart to you, heart to you, so if I'm a heart to you, right? Da, da, da. Lennon does that in the low part. The song is If I Fell. It's off, what is it off? Beatles 65? Came out in 1965. The English versions and the American versions always confuse me, honestly, with these Beatles records. So that passing diminished chord, though, that I talked about earlier, this flat 2, it's a flat 3 diminished chord. The reason I say it's a flat 3 is because it's off the note F. And And that example I gave you from Jobim, I'm trying to think of other songs. Okay, I'll give you another Jobim song that uses it. Corcovado, great other example of using this half step above the minor 2 chord. So Quiet Days and Quiet Stars, Quiet Nights and Quiet Stars. If you don't know this Jobim tune, it's amazing. It starts on A minor 6. And that's right there, that diminished chord, diminished of 1 to 1, or to 1 with a 13. Once again, Jobim loved that flat half step above diminished chord resolving down to the 2 minor. It's really the flat 3 diminished chord. He used it in Wave, like I said. I love that song. What does it go? Jobim, come on. The 60s, this is when it was all happening. It's unbelievable. That was my dad's favorite song. My brother John, he just texted me right now. He's probably watching. He and I played that a million times for my family. That was one of the songs. My dad, any version of Wave that was on any record, my dad would buy it. If it was a great, if Oscar Peterson played it, if, Dexter Gordon played it, if Joe Pass played it, doesn't matter who it was, my dad would buy it without hearing it. He just wanted to hear their versions of it. But that's, once again, this is a thing the Beatles used in 1965. Wave came out in 1967, Jobim. I'm not saying that Jobim was, I don't know when Corcovado came out. I'm sure one of you in there, we'll figure that out. But but Jobim is, somebody says Jobim and Beato perfection. No, Jobim perfection, Beato no. You guys are amazing. Okay, so that's it for today. My anniversary bundle is going to be on sale. Click on another tab here if you don't have it. Good way to become a better musician and support the channel as well. That's how I bring you all these interviews and things I do through here. I appreciate the super chats. The Beato bundle will be on sale through the end of the month. You guys are amazing. Check out the Beatles. Check out Corcovado. Check out Wave, both by Jobim, and If I Fell by the Beatles, really by John Lennon. Well, I guess by both of them. You guys are the best. Talk to you guys soon. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you.